Vinicius is taking the biggest gamble of his career. And if you don't know what's going on, you got to stay tuned to get all this information that's been coming out, because there's been some crazy updates that I've seen about him and his contract situation. And according to a lot of reports, Vinicius is not going to be extending this summer. He wants to wait and see how this season goes before making a decision. And this has the possibility to backfire and possibly end his Real Madrid tenure. And I don't know about you, but I'm pissed off with the news that's come out, because I don't like the fact that a player is going to be entering 2 years left of his deal without an extension. And if he plays like shit this upcoming season, he's definitely not going to get paid, and Madrid are going to have no choice but to force him out of the club. So we got to get into it. I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Vinicius and this contract situation that's going on. Let's get it. So according to reports, they're saying that contract renewal talks between Vinicius and Real Madrid are now blocked. The club is offering him a salary of 20 million euros per season, but his agents believe that's not enough and that it would make no sense to accept, as he makes 17 million now. And they believe a raise from 17 million to 20 million is too small. They want 20 million plus 10 million in bonuses. Vini and his agents have decided to play through the whole season and then make a decision. This is a lot of information that's just been given to us, so we gotta break it down. First thing, people like to blame the players' agents for their decisions. Let's get one thing very clear. The agent works for the player. The player is the agent's boss. The agent does not make decisions without talking to the player first. So if the agent is telling Real Madrid that the pay rise is too small, that's because Vinicius is relaying this to him. The agent's job is to get the best deal possible for their client. If they do not negotiate successful deals for the player, they get fired. So let's just get that very clear. Nobody should be blaming Vini's agent. He's taking orders from the player. Vini is the one that pays him. That is his boss. Now, the reason that I say Vinicius is taking a huge risk here, this might be the biggest gamble of his life. Because as things stand right now, he only has 2 years left on his current deal. So that means if he's not going to sign an extension right now, after this season, Vinicius will only have 12 months left when we get to next summer. This is a massive risk for Real Madrid and for the player. On the player side, I get it. Vinicius has been here 8 years now. Joined us when he first turned 18 from Flamengo. He was one of the players that you look at early on, a lot of question marks were there. We didn't think, or we didn't know if he was good enough. He struggled. He had a lot of talent, was pacey, had some tech, liked to take on people. But in the final third, Vinicius was shit. And then he develops into the best left winger in the world. Scores in 2 UCL finals. Had a Ballon d'Or level campaign in 23-24. So Vinicius is thinking to himself, he's earned a bigger deal from Real Madrid. And I somewhat agree with him. But at the same time, Vinicius should have tried to get that new contract after the 23-24 season when he was phenomenal and we won the UCL. That was when Vinicius should have been making these demands. But the fact that it's now coming this summer, after you've just had a shit season, it does make things a little bit complicated, because right now, Vinicius is not worth the money that he's asking for. Yes, he's still a very valuable player. Yes, he's still one of the best in the world. But based on his recent performances, I don't think Vini has a strong leg to stand on. But I get why he is looking for more money. What we have to realize is that this is their job. The way that we look at it as fans is not the same way that players view it when it comes to them negotiating new deals. And this is where we have to use real life common sense for these kind of situations. When you go to your job, if you're old enough to have a good job, did you tell your company, oh, I'll take less money because I love working here? Yeah, you don't have to pay me as much. I just like being here, so I'll take whatever you give me. No, that's not how it works in negotiations. I've negotiated a higher salary at my jobs because I thought the offers were too low. This is standard. But I am concerned because let's not get this confused. If Vinicius enters 12 months left on his contract, the player now has all the power. And this is where Real Madrid are taking a huge gamble. Because we cannot lose him for free. A player that is as valuable as Vinicius cannot be leaving us for nothing. Yes, Real Madrid are in the business of taking your best players for free. But we're not in the business of losing our best players. Let's get this very clear. So, we need Vini to sign a new deal. Whether you want him here or not. You guys can talk about that in the comment section. But let's not act like he's not been a very important player for us. Let's not act like we have not developed him into one of the best players in the world. Let's not act as if he does not have other options on the table. Saudi Arabia want him. They're offering him $1 billion over 4 to 5 years, tax-free. Over $200 million per season they'll pay him. Real Madrid can never match that kind of offer. And I'm not worried about him leaving for any other European club because I don't think any other European club is as big as we are. But the money that Saudi are offering these players is ridiculous. Now, like I said, Madrid are in a tough situation because the longer a player's contract runs out, the more power the player has, the less leverage the club has. Because what if Vinicius just says, I'm going to run out my contract and leave for free? Legally, there's nothing that Real Madrid can do. A player can stay for their entire contract and then leave for free at the end. That's the risk that we're running. Now, I don't think Vinicius will do that. And I do believe that by the end of this whole saga, he does end up staying at the club. But the possibility is there. I need this man to sign a new contract expeditiously. Like I said, this is the biggest gamble of his career because if Vinicius plays like shit, the fans are going to hound him out and then he ends up leaving next summer, maybe goes to Saudi. There's not too many clubs that can afford Vinicius in the world. Maybe Man City, one of those Saudi clubs, maybe PSG, right? Maybe a team like that, but why would he stay in Europe? Vinicius has already come out and has been very vocal that he wants to be at Real Madrid, wants to continue to make history. This guy is already on his way to legendary status. He is one of the most successful Brazilians to ever play for us. And if he stays for another 5-6 seasons, by the time he does actually leave us or retires, he will more than likely be the most successful Brazilian in Real Madrid history. So, he's gambling right now, and he's betting on himself. I don't blame him. I don't. I actually kind of rate the mentality here. If you back yourself to get back to your top level and to perform at your best, then prove it this season. Vinicius goes out there, and if he plays amazing this season, if he shows us that 23-24 form that he was on, he will get a new deal. He will get higher wages. But if he goes out there another season, this is a big season for us under Xabi Alonso. We need to bounce back. What we saw last season was unacceptable. Not winning any of the major trophies at the end. Losing every El Clasico. Getting dog-walked by Barcelona. Vinicius, after missing out on the Ballon d'Or. Ghosting for the last 8 months. That is unacceptable. So if that continues, if he cannot play with Mbappé, If he looks like the odd man out in this Xabi Alonso system, you guys know Vinicius is my guy. But I will tell you this right now. If we enter next summer and it does not look like he's going to sign a new deal, sell his ass immediately. Force him out the club. Again, losing valuable players for free is awful business. We're not PSG. We're not Liverpool, right? PSG losing Mbappé for free, one of the most valuable players in the world. Awful business. Liverpool losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, a generational right back, the best that your club has ever had. Losing him for free, unacceptable. Madrid do not make these kind of decisions. Vinicius, you are taking a huge gamble here. You're betting on yourself. You back yourself to get back to your best, to get a good deal from Madrid. I rate it, but let's see. I think Vinicius is the player that has the most pressure on him in this club. But get in the comment section, right? Let me know what you guys think about this situation. Do you think Vinicius will get back to his best this season, or do you think he's washed? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications.
Let there be carnage.